Just Friends. This is a song that I wrote about a friend. It's not actually about me, although I would be lying if I said that it didn't have just a little bit to do with me as well. This particular friend had gotten really close to somebody else, known them for years and years and years, and slowly had the awkward realization that they are indeed in the friend zone. And that's really tough if you've ever been in that spot, and I've been in that spot, so just friends, here we are. When I wrote this song, I was in a season where I could only write ballads. I don't know what it was, or maybe not like ballads like 6/8 ballads or 3/4 ballads, but like just sappy songs. I could only write sappy songs, which was difficult because I was trying to write up-tempos for a record that I'm currently making. This is the first single for that record, and I was like, man, I want to write up-tempos. I want to come out with like, boom, just like some awesome up-tempo, but I could only write ballads. And so I started examining myself. Why can I only write ballads? And I realized there's this very tender, soft part inside of me that is called the love life, and that is honestly very empty. I have a very boring dating history because if it were a book, it would just be a bunch of empty pages. I've never actually been on a date with a girl. And, you know, that was starting to get to me. Like, I'm a very happy, positive person, but as someone who is currently 22 as of the making of this video, having absolutely no outlet of expression for things that I felt towards other girls and never making any moves was starting to weigh on me, because even though I'm not a lonely kind of person, there is a part of me that kind of feels like indefinitely lonely, at least right now. And upon me having this realization that I was only able to make ballads, I decided to just give in to that. I'm like, you know what? It's kind of difficult to try to write about something that you're not inspired by or you're not feeling, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dive into these slow, sappy songs and I'm gonna write them until I'm done writing them, right? And so I was actually in the car whenever I came up with this song. I was driving down the road, and my mind was actually set on another song that I was trying to write. I was trying to write this fast, up-tempo song, but I couldn't quite figure it out. Couldn't quite crack the hook, if you will. And this phrase popped into my head, just friends. Sometimes I like to play this game with myself. It's a game that I call, how fast can you write a hook based off of the thought you just had? And so I started playing this game with myself. How fast can I write this song? And so I started just vibing on those words, just friends. What did that mean to me? I started just singing random lines. And honestly, in about 5 minutes in that car ride, I came up with what is currently the chorus to Just Friends. Ain't like we've been friends all these years. Ain't like I've been there to dry all of your tears. If you've ever been in the friend zone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe you were friends with somebody for a very long time, and unfortunately, because of that, you kind of friend zoned yourself because maybe you're kind of shy like me, or maybe just slightly awkward like me. And it's easy for us shy, awkward people to accidentally friend zone ourselves because we become really good friends to these people that we're attracted to, and then we never say anything, and then there you go, you're in the friend zone. Don't want to assume anything. Guess it always seems so obvious to me. Unfortunately, us shy people put ourselves in that box quite frequently. All those late nights, car rides, 2 a.m. talks about our lives, has it all meant nothing to you? This line is kind of me expressing having this idea in your head that both of you feel the same way, and maybe there's this fantasy inside of my mind like, this means something, like she's having these like open, vulnerable conversations with me, like we're having all these special moments together, but it's not actually meaning anything to them. For my friend who was going through this situation, there was a lot of those moments where they were questioning, does this mean anything? Like, sometimes it's hard to tell where are the boundaries between friend and attraction. It's really iffy, and that's why you should always be upfront. If you like somebody, just tell them. Don't get trapped in this endless void of friend-zonedness like my friend did, and like I basically have my entire life. If I'm not the one you want, go ahead and break my heart. I won't ask to hold your hand. I won't ask for anything. I'll just stand by your side, act like everything is fine, and do my best to pretend that we're nothing more than friends. It would be hard to assume that after a lot of these one-on-one experiences that my friend had with this person that it meant nothing. And, you know, being upfront, I think, goes both ways, whether it's, you know, a girl to a guy, girl has the attraction to the guy, or the guy has the attraction to the girl. I think there's a tendency for one of the parties involved to not know how they feel about the other person. And so some days they feel like, okay, I want to hang out with this person, I want to get to know this person, I like this person. And other days they're like, no, I don't like them. And it puts you in this place of ambiguity of like, like, do they like me? Do they not like me? Like, what am I supposed to do? And so this goes back to the upfront thing. It's like, man, if you like somebody and someone's having all these one-on-ones with you and you're feeling like there's something special going on, it's like, man, I would rather you just go ahead and tell me I'm not the one you want. Just go ahead and break my heart. I'd rather my heart be broken than get led on all these years and it turn out that I was just a friend the whole time. I'm not asking for apologies. I know that you don't owe me anything, but boy, I could have used some clarity. Couldn't it have hurt to have a bit more honesty? And that once again goes back to being direct. I would rather my crush get shattered like right up front than me wait all this time to find out I've been in the friend zone like the whole time. And I think that's got to be a lot more painful than someone just being upfront. But again, that's kind of my friend's fault. That's kind of my fault. Like, if you're never upfront with somebody about how you feel, it's like, how can you honestly expect them to respond in this way that you're wanting them to? And that goes back to the line that says, I'm not asking for apologies. I know that you don't owe me anything. And that's not like tongue in cheek. Like, I'm being serious. Like, I'm not asking for apologies. You don't owe me anything. Like, this is on me just as much as it is on you. And, you know, this song is kind of just an ode to my own self. I'm like, man, how did I let myself get put in this situation? And it's an ode to my friend. Like, how did you let yourself get put in this situation? Like, it's just as much our fault that it is the other person's fault, right? All those late nights, car rides, was I always just a friend inside your mind? You don't have to leave me in the dark. All things that I never actually said, but I kind of wish that I said. Well, I guess I am saying it because I put it in a song, right? Why did you leave me in the dark? Why did you have to break my heart? If a friend is all you want, you didn't have to lead me on. All those late nights, car rides, was it all just a game inside your mind? It's good, it's fine, you can't choose who you like. So this whole song is this tension between like, it's like, I want to be angry about it. My friend wants to be angry about it. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is just as much my fault as it is their fault. Like, you can't choose who you like. If you didn't like me, that's not your fault. It's not like you knew that I even liked you ever to begin with. But then at the same time, it's like, come on. Like, all those late nights, car rides, like, you should have let me know, right? This is probably one of my favorite songs I've ever written. I think it's probably going to help a lot of people in the same situation as me. So go give it a listen if you got exactly 3 minutes and 52 seconds, because I think that's how long the song is.